Hello, this is Mad Cat, and welcome to the first edition of Boobs and Dicks Smash the Matriarchy in 2018. We are very excited today, as I am joined with my partner in crime, Taco Salad. I mean, Modern Medusa.
Oh my god, fuck you. Thought I was boobs.
Oh, yeah. I had tacos on my mind. I don't know why. Actually, it's because of Wikipedia snippet for telling us that Modern Medusa is taco salad for some reason. I don't understand, but
Taco salad is a person in chat.
Hey, Taco Salad and Modern Medusa. Now I get it. Okay. See,
well,
I thought he was calling me Taco Salad.
Oh, okay.
That is hilarious.
Yes. We are going to be discussing the calendar as we do every month.
Yay.
With our lovely guest today, who's no stranger to the show, Reading Ren.
Hello.
And how are you doing today?
I'm doing good.
Oh, the microphone.
Are we having mic issues, Medusa?
Sorry, what?
I said, are we having mic issues?
Yeah, people being dick bags in the background.
No. They're not a part of the show. I'm the dick.
Right, exactly. Get the fuck out of here. There's already too many dicks. Oh, we gotta have a what's it called? An uneven amount. We need to have more boobs than dicks.
Yes, we do. They've already got 4 boobs and 1 dick. That's a good ratio.
Oh, Wikipedia snippet said, "Hey, Renovations, aka Miss July or Mrs. July." I like that. That's funny. Oh, I didn't even think about that.
July of my heart and my late night imaginations. So let's go ahead and do the reveal. Do you want to do it, Vanessa, or shall I?
Your camera's better than mine. So go ahead.
And in fact, it is the exact middle of the calendar, so it's kind of like a centerfold.
Yeah. Ooh-hoo.
So we have this fantastic picture that's like, wow, she has such a loving husband to let her wear that to the beach.
I have a swimsuit pretty similar to that one. I think it's sexy.
And it's comfy.
Nice.
Heck yeah, it is.
But yeah,
there's a show going on.
Yes, there is.
I like that picture a lot. I think everybody did a really good job. And by the way, I haven't gotten any submissions yet from ladies or lads. I'm gonna start reaching out to them, but you need to submit to the lovely ladies calendar@gmail.com. Do it if you want to be in the calendar.
I think you're playing hard to get. They want you to reach out and touch them.
Oh yeah, true. Okay, someone in the chat said, "Is that Gorgon? He looks a little smaller than I remember." I don't know if you mean smaller lengthwise or thick-wise, but I haven't really had a lot of money to feed him recently, so I like literally just fed him a couple days ago, like 4 mice in the past couple months, unfortunately. So yeah, because I'm broke, he doesn't get to eat too often, but he's still a long boy. He's almost 4 feet long. But if you
more about the length and not so much the thickness.
See, I'm in between. I think there's got to be a good amount of both.
I like to think I'm a good amount of both. Unfortunately, YouTube won't let me show you what I'm talking about, so you'll just have to take my word for it. All right, so here's this great picture, and I'm going to go ahead and read to you the facts.
You're
I'd like to do that, Ren.
To what now? Oh.
Actually, let me show the picture and you read the facts, Vanessa.
Okay. Do you want to click on your thing so it's presenting? Okay. So, yeah, July 2018 is about veterans' mental health. I believe for the 2017 calendar, we did their medical.
Mental.
Yeah, but for 2017, we did their some veterans medical care or something like that.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So for 2018, we decided to do veterans mental health. And the first fact we have is that 20 to 23% of veterans from Iraq and Afghanistan suffer from traumatic brain injury and 24% from PTSD. It's very sad. And I hope, and this very sad thing is that they don't often get all of the resources that they really need to, be able to be on their path to healing.
I want to comment on that just real quick, because I'm someone who suffered from traumatic brain injury and I have never been able to get treatment. So, while it is definitely important that we help the veterans because they did serve our country and did help us out, this is something that's kind of across the board that people are not really getting help for this issue.
Yeah.
I just wanted to bring it up.
Yeah. It's not just veterans. Almost all men, have a very difficult time, unless they're really rich, having resources for stuff like that. So our second fact is that veterans with PTSD are 4 times more likely to have suicidal thoughts, which, that's obvious pretty much, with any kind of trauma comes, feelings of depression and stuff like that. And it's very, very sad that they can't get the help that they need when they nobody really gives a shit. But did you have anything to comment about that, Matt?
Well, to the point that I think there was a recent bill passed in Congress that they were going to cut funding for veterans' health care.
Really?
So.
And that includes mental health care, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So our last fact for July is that of the 50% of veterans that seek help for PTSD, only half receive minimally adequate treatment. So the ones that do actually get treatment, it's basically half-assed and they don't really try, which is why proceeds of this calendar goes to a really nice organization, Vets Mentoring Vets. .org, and they specialize in rehabilitating veterans to get back in the workforce. So, it's small organizations and charities like that I think make little differences, but in the long run, I think it really helps out. So if you want a calendar and you want these sexy bitches on your wall, you better go to paypal.me/lovetheseladies and donate $10 with your address. And I believe it's an extra $10 if you're out of the US for shipping.
Yeah, we ask people to donate a little bit more, and also don't do it as services. I mean, I know technically it is a good and service, but whenever you do that, PayPal takes out a percentage of that, so we technically are earning less.
Yeah.
So if you want to, that's fine, but then try to donate a little bit more. And if you're overseas, if you could throw us like a extra $1 or $2, because it does cost us more to ship it out overseas, but $10 is fine. $10 is a wonderful amount, and there's a lot that we can do with that. which include producing a 2020 calendar, which is going to happen, but we definitely want to try to expand that and do more with that. But it's also to help out the charity as well. So.
Right. But yeah, so I think, I don't know, I've like, even though we haven't raised that much money, I still feel successful just because, you know, we've made news, we've made people think, you know, we've made people pissed off, you know, all kinds of things. And it's, you know, I think every little bit helps, you know, even the small things like me going out and protesting, you know, with my little signs and stuff, you know, I think it's just, you know, I think the more we trigger people, the more, you know, the more tolerant they might become, potentially.
Well, I'd like to turn this to Miss July here and have her share her thoughts on what she thinks about the calendar, what it was like to take a picture for it. Of course, she is one of the co-creators, so she was in a lot of the behind-the-scenes stuff. So, you know, what's just your overall impression of everything we've done?
I think it's been very, very positive. You know, even a little bit of getting some knowledge out there definitely does, you know, even if it's just that one person, they can help spread the word more, and it does make a difference, even if you know, in small doses. You know, you can't conquer the world in one day. You have to start small. So,
Yeah,
and
that's
taking
very
photos
true.
is fun. So.
Yeah. I love taking photos. And, you know, I remember we were talking about possibly maybe one day going to VidCon. And then I saw, or I you know, I watched all the stuff about the TanaCon, which I don't know if you guys have heard. Yeah, I don't know if you guys know too much about it, but basically she was banned from VidCon because people were swarming around her, but they still wouldn't give her a creator booth. So to actually be able to be a part of VidCon, you have to be like one of the really, really popular ones, like Markiplier, or, you know, something like that. Or, you know, if you're just by yourself, if me and Ren were to go and then a bunch of people were to swarm around us, we could potentially just get kicked out and, you know, have no money refunded. So
You and Ren, it's going to be the three of us together.
Well, yeah.
That's my backyard. I'm in Arizona now. That's California. I can easily get there.
Oh, really? I didn't even think about that. But yeah, you know, whoever it is, if people start like surrounding us, then again, you know, we're not Tana Mongoloid, whatever the fuck her name is.
I like the way you just said that.
I'm sorry, that's the first word that came to my mind. But she, you know, she's obviously way more popular with like the young kids, and only really our group would probably come up to us, but it still kind of like worries me, I guess. So I don't know. I think that if we have the opportunity, we should definitely try to go to VidCon. You know, not get a creator booth because that would be way too much hassle. But if we did go to VidCon, like, you know, how Magog did and everybody like that, Shoe on Head, they didn't have booths, but they still went. But if we did that, if we had the funds and stuff to do that, that'd be awesome. However, I do think we should still try to do something on the East Coast, just because, you know, not everybody is on the West Coast. You know, people spend thousands of dollars just to go to VidCon, but if we made a con on the East Coast, then we could potentially, you know, bring in more people, maybe not even under the guy or under the name of Lovely Ladies, if we don't really have to. You know, someone mentioned BeachCon. I think that's a cool idea. Like, who knows? I think we could come up with some interesting things. So I think we have a lot of options.
More of a discussion at the table for now, because I would argue, since we had an East Coast one already, we should try moving it around, maybe going north to where Ren is, or even the west coast to where I'm at. So,
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's
open
true.
for discussion on that. So we're not making any hard decisions right now, but we're exploring because we want to get out. We really want to spread this message around. You know, a lot of people, and I understand why, but a lot of people, they want to do something and they don't. They kind of just sit by the wayside saying, oh, I wish I could. And, you know, you take the three of us who not only said we wish we could, we put the plan into action. And doing the calendar, this has been a great achievement for all of us. So many people have tried to do this and just couldn't get it together. And we were successful in that. And that alone is something to be proud about, but also for the fact that so many people supported us, which indicates that there's a real need for this. So we want to get out there. I mean, VidCon would be fantastic if we could get there. And me, I would be excited by the prospect of us getting kicked out. You know, it's not that I set out to get kicked out at the con, but if we get kicked out, that must mean that people are threatened by us. People are nervous around us, which means that we're actually out there making a difference if we cause such an uproar from the opposition.
That's true. It would just piss me off if we got kicked out like right away and I spent all that money.
Yeah, that's a big thing.
Or we spent all that money, you know.
That's VidCon. You get kicked out, and it's like, oh, because it's $200 for a creator's badge, and it's like, oh, that's lovely. So that'd be $600 that went nowhere because VidCon's rules.
We could just stand outside.
Oh, have you ever seen videos of it? They kick you off the whole premises.
Really? We could be across the street.
Well, actually, when the Honey Badgers were kicked out of Calgary Expo, they actually set up an event across the street at a park, and they were just bringing people in, but they don't know who, but I suspect it was the Calgary Expo, called the cops on them. And the police showed up to figure out what was going on. But I guess Calgary Expo is like, oh, it's a protest against us, and they're trying to blah, blah, blah. No, they're just having a get-together. They wanted to do it in the expo, couldn't, so they changed venues. So
exactly. Oh my goodness, sorry, that was my fucking dryer. It scares the shit out of me.
So, like we said, you know, we're not stopping this. We're going to continue forward with this. We want to see something positive come out of this. And, you know, we really encourage anyone out there who's watching this to buy a calendar. I mean, you may not need the calendar anymore because it's July already, you know, but, you know, you can take these pictures and post them up places.
Yeah,
you know,
like
put on a bulletin board somewhere and just get people's reactions.
Right. You don't even have to have the bottom part with the calendar on it. You could just cut the top part off, like literally cut right down the middle if you feel like it, or you can keep, you know, Ren's page intact. But if you wanted to, you could cut right down the middle, have every picture separate, and just have a lovely ladies collage on your wall if you wanted to. That's what I used to do when my calendars ran out. Oh, but yeah, we're still only halfway through the year. Not that anybody really uses calendars, like, you know, how everybody says, but it's like you don't have to use a calendar. You can still look at it. That's kind of the point for me, to look at, you know, the changing months and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I think it's interesting.
But like I'm saying, we also want people to post this stuff in public.
Right.
You know,
if you do, please send us a picture or a video of you doing so, because that would be awesome. Actually, I might do that around my town and just to try and motivate people to do it.
But you know, we want it's like we always say, you know, people will turn their heads and see a beautiful woman and then look to see that there's writing there and read through the writing. It's like, oh, wow, I didn't know this.
Yeah.
So that was one of the goals we had, but the pictures are really good. We don't blame people for not doing it because they're very nice to have. So
If they're a bit distracted.
Well, okay. Do I have permission to defile one of our calendars to put them up all over town?
why not? I defile it every night. So
There we go. Okay. So yeah, I'm gonna start posting these up around my town, and I'll probably make a video about it. We'll see. That'll be fun.
no, actually, Wikipedia snippet says that he still uses calendars because he doesn't have a cell phone or a smartphone. And, you know, one of the criticisms we got in that article was, does anyone really use calendars anymore? It's like, really? That's your argument?
I mean, obviously some people do. Not everybody has a phone, like that person said. I don't even use my phone for my calendar, honestly.
Well, I do, but only because I don't want to write on this. You know, I want to keep it as a treasured memory.
Yeah, right. Me too.
Plus, we didn't do the other thing that we do this month. So I'll go ahead and do this. So these are the holidays for July.
Oh, yeah.
So the ones that we missed was Canada Day on the 1st. We did try to include some international holidays, but it's not easy to find them. We've got Independence Day, of course, on the 4th. This past Sunday was Video Game Day. The 13th is Embrace Your Geekiness Day. The 18th is Hot Dog Day.
Sweet.
The 20th will be the Ugly Truck Day. The 22nd is Parents' Day. And the 24th, which will be Vanessa's favorite holiday, Tequila Day. The 27th. What?
What did you say? I was reading someone's comment.
I said that your favorite holiday will be the 24th, which is Tequila Day.
Oh, I actually don't drink that much tequila, but I will probably have a margarita on that day.
The 27th is Sysadmin or System Administrator Day. I put that in because, you know, the majority of system administrators are men. There are some women out there, and I'm not taking away from them, but face it, when it comes to computers, the majority of them are men. So, and then the 30th is Father-in-Law Day. So if you have a father-in-law, wish him a happy Father-in-Law Day on the 30th.
You silly snoot. He's falling all over the place. Cool beans.
Anything more we want to say on the calendars?
Buy them.
Yes, purchase them, please.
Yeah. Oh. But there's not only regular calendars. There's wall calendars, which is just one big poster. That's, you know, always nice to have. And then there's also, I have a few photo books left. So yeah, everything, the Indiegogo is closed, but you can still see the prices on the Indiegogo. It's just that the calendars are discounted because, you know, it's halfway through the year. So we just decided to do that. But yeah, everything goes through PayPal now.
Prices on Indiegogo. So
you said you didn't?
You can't change the prices on Indiegogo.
Oh, okay.
Once people have collected the prize, then the system locks you out from changing it. So
I see. I think the snake is getting a little tense, so I'm gonna put him away real quick.
All right, so let's go ahead and move on to some fun articles. So I guess you'll be seeing a lot less of me. Let's see. Okay, so I wanted to start with this one. And I think this is a joke, but it's just so funny and so scary because, as I always say, there's truth in humor. And that while this may be just a troll, it may also be that there's some truth in what this person believes. This, of course, is on BuzzFeed, so we already know what they're about.
BuzzFeed.
Jesus.
But why scientists finding water on Mars is blatant misogyny.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Why scientists finding water on Mars is blatant misogyny.
My brain does not compute that.
So this is actually an old article. It was presented to me as new, but this is from 2015. But it's just like when someone presented this, I'm like, wow, that's just so funny. But the woman says, I am a proud third wave feminist who is outraged by the recent discovery of water on Mars. So this is very short, so I'll just read the whole thing. Hi, my name isn't really important, except that your name is at the end, so I guess it is important. But what is important is the bold fact that I'm a proud third-wave feminist who is outraged by the recent discovery of water on Mars. I'll go by the pseudonym Cynthia Whitehead. Okay. To avoid the massive harassment. So if you're a whitehead, does that mean you're a pimple on society?
Yes.
To avoid a massive harassment, I'll certainly endure at the hands of my white cis internet troll, of the white cis internet trolls. First of all, let's go down the list of why the field of science is a tool of white cis capitalist patriarchy. 1, the STEM fields are almost purely dominated by white men, despite the fact that we have been rallying and trying to get our sisters of color in there for decades.
Oh, God.
So you only care about your sisters of color getting into STEM?
Yes.
Well, they didn't find water on Mars, did they?
Well, you know what they say, like the term black hole was given because the scientists were racist.
Oh my God. Just sucks the life out of everything.
Oh,
Much like a black woman. The scientific community as a whole pretty much only researches men's problems. Breast cancer research has fallen to the wayside almost entirely. Which is pure bullshit.
Last I checked, they put more into breast cancer research than like prostate cancer.
Yep.
Or anything else.
3, all the men in this field fail to acknowledge the fact that they are privileged and don't deserve the wages they're earning. All white male scientists should be taxed at 80% to be donated to feminist research charities. But that's a discussion for a future article or another article. The obvious choice of the STEM community to pick Mars, the male planet, women are from Venus, should be disgusting enough. Why not Venus, huh? Why don't these misogynist assholes look for water on Venus?
Because it's covered in poisonous gas and we could never live there?
Well, 1, it's closer to the sun and it's outside the habitable zone that circles our star. 2, even if that wasn't the case, it is, a greenhouse effect, which keeps the poisonous clouds that Ren just explained. So water is not on Venus at all because it is just way, way too hot. I mean, it can melt lead on the surface. Would you really want to try to find water there? Although they have hypothesized that they could build cloud cities on Venus, much like you see in Star Wars. So, well, I'll tell you why, sisters. Pure misogyny, pure capitalism in action. And these sexist overlords aren't stopping there. As we know, there's water on Venus. The Veno water denialism has reached an all-time high, which culminated in the discovery of water on the male planet, once again placing all the blame of the world on women and femininity as a whole. I hope one day STEM stops oppressing women and we're allowed to rise up. What a tragic day for women worldwide. Well, I'll tell you what, if you really want to go to Venus, I'll pay for it myself. I'll send all the feminists to Venus.
I don't think they'd like it there. It might be too hot.
Well, you know, as another feminist said, the air conditioning is sexist towards women because they make it too cold for women. So maybe they would like Venus.
Maybe.
Let's see what our commenters are saying. Warped reflection. Is this a Poe? Or a Wikipedia snippet? Was this an April article asking for April Fool's Day? According to this, it was September 29th, 2015 is when it was posted. I think it's a Poe. I really do, because I cannot imagine. No, actually, I can't imagine feminists being this. But, you know, I'm hoping it is a Poe.
I personally think it might be someone who is making up stuff for clicks, because I know that it would be believable to some feminists, and you know, some feminists, like the really radical ones, could be like, yeah, I see your reasoning on that. But it could just be someone who's like, I'm going to come up with the most ridiculous thing that could be sexist just to get clicks. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I think it's a Poe because she says the statement, as we all know, there's water on Venus. No, there isn't water on Venus.
Wait, okay.
Hot. So I
Why
think
would they say that? That's weird.
Because, well, if there's water on Venus, we're and water on Mars, and we chose to go to Mars instead, that proves misogyny because Venus, although planets don't have a gender, is female.
Oh my god. Girls go to Venus to get more penis. What was the childhood phrase? I don't remember.
I've never heard
Girls,
that.
oh no, boys go to Jupiter to get more stupider.
Oh, I've heard that one.
And girls go to something. Girls go to Venus to get more penis. That's what I'm gonna say from now on. That's great. Oh. Borp.
So yeah, but you know, I think this was a Poe, but it allowed the person to insert a lot of their viewpoints, which we see in the first paragraph about, you know, STEM being dominated by white men.
Mm-hmm.
And that may be true that it is, but it's not because that it's racist or anything. Although since this article's come out, there have been a lot of pushes to try to change what STEM is, to try to teach it in a more abstract way rather in a factual way, because they say teaching it in a factual way is sexist because women don't think in this way.
Mm.
They focus more on abstract and emotions rather than logic and facts. And while that's true, that actually hurts the STEM field.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't. It's obvious if you ask any woman or even any feminist, you know, like what, okay, so if you want more women to be in these fields, are you going to be in these fields? You know, is that what you're working towards? And if they say no, then they have nothing to fucking complain about because they obviously are choosing to do different things. That's what the point is. It's a choice. You either choose to do something. It's how your brain is wired. You know, it's how you grow, it's how you learn. If you're not the kind of person that's analytical and logical, then you're not going to be a stem cell fucking, you know, scientist or a rocket scientist or an astronaut or anything. You know, there are people, men and women, who are born with that kind of brain and they, you know, expand on it and they do great things. Me personally, I would love if I, you know, had the guts or the brains to become a, you know, master surgeon or a fucking like world-renowned scientist or something to help better the world. But I'm a creative person, so that's what I'm going to go with. And I'm not going to complain that other women aren't doing the things that I'm not doing. Like, doing. That's just stupid.
Well, they don't think like that. They think in terms of women aren't doing this, women aren't doing that. It's like, no, women just don't want to do it.
Exactly.
That's actually transphobic to suggest that our brains being wired a certain way is something that we're born with. And, you know, that's a conscious choice that we make on how we want to pursue our life. It's a social construct that says that certain people, especially men, are more likely to be mechanics than women.
Well, see, I personally meant that everyone's brains are wired differently, not just between men and women. But yes, there are major differences between men and women's brains. It's just like, I mean, there are women who I don't remember the name of a fucking astronaut lady or ladies. Are there more ladies? I don't know.
Sally Ryder?
Yeah. But I mean, there are people capable of being, you know, it's really all about, first of all, what, you know, what, how your brain is wired, as you know, at birth, how your brain grows, how you learn, and then also in your environment, and then also what you're interested in. If you have an analytical brain but you're not interested in anything scientific, you might make really complicated sculptures or something like that. Like, everybody is so different, and that's what feminists don't understand, is that every single fucking person is different, even though they're so about the individual. They're like, well, if this collective of people isn't doing more of this collective thing, then all of these things are bad. It's just, the logic is retarded.
That make us the same, but unique.
Yeah, exactly.
It was on the episode of The Simpsons when the principal made an offhand remark, which was true, that women are not good in math than boys are. And then all the women really, really hated him. And it's like, but it's true. And it's like, well, maybe it's true because, you know, the way you teach it is so oppressive to women. And by the end of it, it's like, just tell me what you want me to say.
Oh, God.
But let's go ahead and move on. Let's get back to the current year. Founder of the Walk Away campaign, Brandon Straka, abused by leftists at New York City camera shop. Now, for those not familiar with the Walk Away campaign, this is a hashtag that was started about why people are walking away from the Democratic Party.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was pretty much Obama that really got me to walk away from it.
I think for me it was Trump. Because, like, I mean, I even voted for Bernie in 2016 because I just, like, I thought that maybe Democrats were more for human rights, but they really aren't. They really aren't. And, you know, when Trump was elected and, you know, started making changes and also making conservatives come out and, you know, point out all these things that are going well on the right side and going bad on the very left side, I started, you know, noticing that, yeah, I'm gonna walk away. Not that I ever really was a part of either party. Like I remember when I was like, I don't even know, like 12 years old. My family was Republican, so I said that I was Republican to my friends. And then when 2008 came around, I was like, oh yeah, I like women's rights and gay rights. That sounds cool. Obama sounds like a cool guy. And then, yeah, you know, things, I don't know. It just, SJWs are too crazy and they need to stop everything, you know. I mean, like, social justice is good to a point, but when you start saying that fucking water on Mars is sexist, there's a fucking problem, obviously.
Yeah, this is why I'm glad I'm apolitical from the start. It just works out better.
I mean, yeah, that's I haven't thought about that, but I mean, I don't even know what I am. Sometimes I call myself an egalitarian, but then like I'm also not. And then sometimes I call myself either conservative or libertarian, but in some ways I'm also not. So I really don't know what I am. So I guess I would be on the same level.
You're probably what a lot of us are. Either you're a centrist or a libertarian.
Yeah.
Me, I still identify myself as a liberal. And I know that that's such a dirty word to say now, but, you know, I
know a lot of people who do.
I do feel that there is some changes that need to occur that need to be government mandated, but at the same time, I'm a little bit on the conservative side where I do want the government out of people's lives as much as possible to try to have smaller government. Right. I mean, gay marriage, that shouldn't have been an issue, and yet people dragged that shit on for a very long time. We needed the Supreme Court to say, no, this is legal now.
Yeah.
But at the same time, telling people that it's like you don't have a right to any of your stuff because we have to make way for immigrants. And while the U.S. hasn't really done that, it's kind of starting to go that direction with the way Democrats want to do things. That I disagree with.
So, what do you guys think about that big thing that came up with Boogie then, when Boogie said that they maybe rushed things too quickly when it came to gay marriage, that they should have, you know, taken their time versus automatically going to the Supreme Court? And the backlash that he faced.
I haven't heard about that. Well, I saw like a video about it. I didn't watch it, but I saw something about it. I didn't know that's what it was about. But
it's one thing to have an opinion. I mean, we can't really chastise people for it. I mean, if I disagree with someone, I'm going to say I disagree with them. So I don't think he should have received backlash for saying that, oh, he thinks that it came too soon. Even Milo Yiannopoulos had said that, you know, it shouldn't have come to the Supreme Court on that one, and that it probably shouldn't have passed, and gay people really don't need to go down that path. Me, on the other hand, I mean, for someone to say, well, they rushed it too quickly, they immediately went to the Supreme Court. No, they've been dealing with this issue for like 20, 30 years.
Well,
And they were trying to change it within the system, wasn't happening, so they went to the Supreme Court.
yeah, and fair enough on that. I think Boogie's point was more the they were trying to basically go way too quickly, and he didn't want there to be any cost of lives when it came to like what you push. You know, it's great if you get something pushed right through, but if it costs, say, a couple activists along the way, then it's, you know, is the cost too high for what you want? Or do you wait for society to catch up with you?
Yeah. I mean, that's just a political opinion. You know, I mean, obviously people who are sensitive on the left are going to take that the wrong way. So it's really just opinions versus opinions.
No, it's more than that. It's opinions versus victim culture. They want to be offended. I could say that I 100% support gays in everything, but I think that Christian baker shouldn't have been forced to bake that cake, and I'll be labeled a homophobe.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not forcing someone to do something they don't want to do because it's for the gays. They want to be offended.
Mm-hmm. Right. They do. It's really sad. Like I feel like I used to do that sometimes. Like I would get really offended over stupid things. And even sometimes when I see like my memories on Facebook or whatever, like I would share things about, you know, gay marriage and stuff like that and get like super pissed about it. And now I'm like, you know, just because someone else has an opinion about something doesn't mean that I need to, you know, freak out about it. Obviously, you know, it's not like the end of the world. And now I'm just like, you know, whatever, your opinion's your opinion, agree to disagree. Or if we can find common ground, then that's cool. You know, I just don't get stressed over that stuff. And I feel like it's really it's the attitude, you know, it's the outlook on life. I think that a lot of leftists are skewing towards being more emotional and, you know, non-logical. And it's really hurting them a lot. I think. Oh.
Mm-hmm. Well, don't you know feelings are facts now?
Right, exactly.
And facts are oppressive.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And everyone has their own truth.
Yeah. I mean, it hurts everybody when you make up your own definitions, like fucking what was the thing I heard earlier today? Institutionalized racism in America. That's such bullshit. Or institutionalized sexism, you know. It's so like people just make up shit to try or the patriarchy and rape culture in America. It's like, you know, you don't have to go to the extremes. You can still talk about women's issues or racism issues without blaming other people. You know, and like personally, I try my best not to blame other people for men's issues, even though sometimes it is the fault of other people. Like, for example, when feminists protested the defunding of their women's shelters just because they wouldn't accept men into their shelters, and that does hurt men. You know, there's only 2 shelters for men in America, or maybe 3 possibly, but you know, it's just very sad and non-progressive.
Well, let's go back to this article because it does deal with what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So people are leaving the Democrat Party in droves because all they have to offer is violence, intolerance, divisiveness, and hatred. Brandon Straka videos are so popular and he's beginning to get recognized in public. On Thursday, Brandon went into a camera shop to purchase some new supplies when he was abused by the leftists working there. They recognized him and refused him service. This type of hatred and discrimination is precisely why Brandon began the walkaway campaign in the first place. As he tweeted, "I'm shaking right now. I went into a camera store to buy a camera and a light and a mic, etc., and they recognized me from TV. I was refused service because they said that it was for alt-right purposes. That literally happened." Straka said that he will not let what happened to him today slow him down. We will prevail. What happened to me today will not slow me down or deter me in any way, as he said.
That's good.
So, yeah, that's basically what the article is. But, you know, it's just, and this goes with, God, I can't remember her name, but the woman who's basically saying that if you see any Trump staffers to harass them in public. Like the woman who was in the restaurant who was harassed, the woman who went to a movie theater and was harassed. And it's like now this guy who, yeah, he started a campaign and he's labeled as alt-right and is refused service on that basis.
That's because everything is sexist, everything is racist, and everything is homophobic culture now.
Yeah. I'm surprised that people haven't pointed out my Meninist shirt or my Lovely Lady shirt yet around town. I kind of want to wear it more now just to see if anybody bothers me. Excuse me.
Well, Wikipedia snippet says there are plenty of right-friendly camera shops happy to do business with this guy, I imagine. Yeah. Well, I don't think so because...
I wouldn't say plenty.
No, I'm going to no. Because the left, they go to college for, you know, like art history or gender studies or what have you, and then can't find jobs in their chosen careers because they don't exist. So then they go and work at these places that might have something to do with the career they're interested in. So I think all the camera shops are leftists who graduated college with a useless degree.
You mean you can't get a job in the real world with a gender studies degree?
No, you can't.
That's shocking.
And Wikipedia's like, yeah, and yet they complain about the cake shop. Well, the difference there is it's okay to discriminate against a Nazi, but you can't discriminate against a gay person. But since they label anyone who's not them as being Nazis, you know, then they can pretty much just hate everyone they...
You know, that's what's really sad too, is that like minorities can take legal action against other people for this stuff, but you know goddamn well that if a white conservative straight man tried to, you know, get any kind of legal punishment towards someone else for discriminating against them, it would be laughed at. It wouldn't even be considered. And it's like, why can't we just have equal what's it called, representation, you know, like in laws, in the media and stuff like that? Like, why does it always have to be Nazis are fucking horrible, but this gay person is fucking awesome? Like, that's fine, but like, why do you have to make it so paralleled? I don't understand it at all.
Well, to answer your question, I know you're being I can't think of the word, but as far as the law is mostly equal. Pretty much, if you murder someone, you murder someone. If you assault someone, you assault someone. There are things in there that do go against whether or not, based on your race or even on your gender, that we do need to fix. But for the most part, the law is equitable. As far as the media, though, you got to remember, this is a business. Once upon a time, the news system was looked upon as a service to people to bring it out there. But then everyone wanted to watch the news. Nowadays, no one wants to watch the news. So they have to attract people to watch them. So they spin the story of, oh, all white people are bad and all men are bad. And it's really the colored women out there that, you know, are being oppressed. And, oh, look, this is Black Lives Matter. Let's go ahead and film them and avoid anything that makes them look bad. Oh, the group of protesters started to attack a white boy. Let's not talk about that. No, 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 because that goes against the narrative. We go against the narrative, we don't make money.
Mm-hmm.
So, hold on one moment.
I'm out of here.
All right.
Wish me luck.
Luck.
I mean, I look good.
You look wonderful. Alrighty. Alrighty. So, let's go ahead and move to our next article. And I think this will be our last article for the day. What's up?
I think I'm gonna have to head out because I have to call the fucking Department of Social Services about my EBT card and all that shit, and then I gotta go do some errands. But yeah.
Well, leave this out here for 1 second. Me Too movement targets German language as sexist.
Really?
German language?
Yeah. Well, I've read this article, and it's pretty much because what they say here, like a male doctor is this and a female doctor is this.
Oh.
Anytime there's like a job posting for, like, say, a doctor, they put it in the male form, not the female form. So because of that, the language itself is sexist. But then again,
Spanish is sexist too?
Spanish, Italian, French, they would all be sexist because they do have gendered words.
Yeah. Oh my god. That's too funny.
All right, so let's go ahead and close this thing down. We made it an hour, which is rare for us. Usually we go 3 hours in, and it's like, why don't you ever watch us? Because we're too long.
Giggity.
That no one ever. So, I want to thank everyone for coming back for our return show. That's why we got the beer.
Yay!
I drank all my beer.
So we are going to be starting to do weekly shows. It should be Tuesday, but you know that'll change depending on what things are going on for us. We're both very, very busy, so but we definitely want to come back and start doing shows again. So look for us. Just watch us on our Twitter accounts. I'm GG_mad_cat, and she's Vanessa with cheese. Although you never see her with cheese.
I was actually thinking about doing a photo shoot where I'm like on a bed of cheese slices. So you might see that pretty soon.
Well, I vote for Pepper Jack.
It'll be all the cheese.
You can also get information on at LL of MM, which is related specifically to the calendar. But since everything we do is in connection to the calendar, our shows will be posted up there as well. Before I start my closing, do you want to shill anything, Ren?
You can check me out on Revelations or It's Anonymous. Both channels are mine. I do a weekly show on Revelations and then a weekend show or 2 weekend shows on my other channel as well. So if you want to check me out, there is plenty to watch. And of course my Twitter, which has a lot of pictures and stuff. So that's always fun.
Yes, Ren is very easy to find. Easy to find. I hate when I stop sentences in the middle. Always making me look bad.
I'm pretty easy to find too if you just Google Modern Medusa. But yeah, Modern Medusa on Facebook, on YouTube, Vanessa W. Cheese, obviously, on Twitter. You can also follow my art page, Vanessa's Custom Creations, on Facebook, where I post art and stuff, and you can also buy art, and you can also go to my channel or my Twitter to find out where to buy merch and stuff like that, even though nobody ever has, but I might as well show it. But yeah, there's that stuff. So yeah, buy my art, follow me on stuff, and love me forever. And buy calendars.
I, however, am very difficult to find because if you type Mad Cat into Google, you'll either get the Video Controller Company or Mech Warrior reference, which is where my name comes from. But yeah, you can find me on Twitter. But check out my links down below. You will find Vanessa's channel at the very bottom. But I have all my shilling stuff. I know it says that I'm looking for a new computer, but I do have a computer now. I'm mostly just trying to raise some money to get health insurance, but I'm also hoping I can just make the money on my own. I'm looking forward to the day that I can pretty much not be so dependent upon my Patreon. But I am very thankful for all of those who donate. I keep meaning to get a list. I know Ren is one person who donates, and Ohio Dan is another person who donates. So I thank you very much. Sorry if I keep forgetting all your names out there, but I do appreciate what you do for me because that makes a big difference in my life. I think I'm at $30 right now, and that doesn't sound like a lot of money, but when you make no money, it means everything. So
yeah.
If you don't want to do Patreon, that's perfectly fine. I do have my PayPal down below. You can just send money directly to me. Or you can also check out my book, How to Destroy a Woman Now. I'm still trying to get people to buy that so Amazon will try to take it down. Because I figure if it becomes more popular and appears in people's emails like, hey, this is a popular book, why don't you buy it? Be like, feminist angry, oh my God, this is proof of misogyny, we need to take it down. They take it down and be like, hey, why take down my book and not take down the book that contains illegal information, How to Destroy a Man Now? Only $2.99 on Amazon.
Yes.
Anyways, yes, that is Modern Medusa on the cover.
Yeah.
She is so sexy. And also, lastly, before I forget, the calendar. Even if you don't need the calendar, please buy one because it is part of our proceeds are going to charity. We're going to be producing a 2019 calendar. We're hoping to have it as all men, and then a 2020 calendar with women again. So if you want to help us out, this is a good way to do it. It also features facts about men's issue. We try to do about 3 a month, and there's still 4 more months. Is it 4 or is it 5? Oh, I can't do math.
6.
I think it's 5 more months remaining on this of pictures you haven't seen, unless you have the calendar, then you've already seen it. But like I said, part of the proceeds do go to charity for vets mentoring vets. So if you want to help out veterans, especially it being July, and we just had July 4th, this is a good thing to have.
Fuck, I should have shilled that more. Oh well.
And let's just say that October, we're going to have Modern Medusa, and you thought Ren was sexy. Well, she is sexy, but Medusa is equally sexy. So,
Oh, I thank you.
yes, I'm not going to put one on top of.
Yes, you would.
Anyways, thank you for everyone in chat. It's been wonderful. Warped Reflection, Wikipedia snippet, and apparently taco salad, which was not a reference to Modern Medusa, but at least your name got mentioned on the show. We thank you very much for showing up. Please hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up, the little notification bell, and whore us out on social media. We love the attention.
Yes, please. And go to llfmm.com.
Yes, also our website. We have so much stuff to shill. Just
So
love
much
us.
stuff.
That's what we want. Just love us.
Yeah.
That's enough. And give us money.
Oh.
Anyways, I am Dix.
I'm Boobs. And she's also Boobs. All the boobs.
Everyone have a good day.
Peace.
Later.